The First Wives Club, a poem from addiction to redemption. Are you ready? Here we go. The sun is going down, and this day the Lord has made, soon to become the past. Relaxing and thinking of the marriages that didn't last. Unconditional love I sought and never really found. Emotions cruelly crushed, like a rosebud on the ground. Paid the bills and worked, my fingers to the bone, only to be ignored by the woman in my home. My first love called out to me, "Don't you remember what we had?" I'd forgotten how our relationship made me ecstatic, then quite sad. But just to feel good, I ran to her again. She lives in a bowl I spin lovingly in my hand. She took all I had, my businesses, my marriages, my family, and my friends. I just couldn't believe I became her slave once again. But she smelled so fine and made me feel so good. She went with me everywhere, loved hanging out in the hood. She was so jealous. She demanded all of my attention, and as my master, she received all of my affection. Then, under her influence, I earned 5 years of detention. She left me the day my cell door closed shut. I longed for a knife, my wrists with which to cut. 3 years of shame, hatred, and regret, desiring to die, but revenge I'd yet to get. Then the cry of a dead man launched up into the air, hoping someone in the universe would show me that they care. The answer came in a question: how did I get here? So I traveled through my life, reliving year after year. It was my first love, that master of my life. The girl in the baggie, she was my first wife. I divorced her that day, and I felt so all alone as I pondered what to do before my release from this home. I finally cried out to God, and he held out his hand. I grabbed onto it just like a dead, drowning man. "Give your life to me," he said, "and I can save you from this hell. I can set you free from this locked prison cell. Free on the inside is the offer he made to me." Then he gave me new eyes, so my sin I could see. Read my word, get to know Christ, my only Son, receive him as Savior, and the battle will be won. I've waited for this day I can finally call you son. So I crucified myself and began taking up my cross. I looked at my past life and I counted it nothing lost. It didn't cost me much, but it cost Christ his life, so that I could start again and break free from that first wife. I have a new first love that makes me a servant every day. I love my new master, following his truth and his way. Never to divorce me or ignore me while at home. The promise has been kept that I would never be alone. He's Jesus Christ, my King, my Savior and best friend. If you'd like to get to know him, your ear you'll have to lend. I'll tell you about my life, from the beginning to the end. The end is when I died and was born once again. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. Who is this Christ that I love so much? Oh my goodness. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. This man came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all might believe through him. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light, which gives light to every man coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made through him, and the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become children of God, to those who believe in his name, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory. The glory is of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness of him and cried out, saying, This is he of whom I said, He who comes after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. And of his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. That's my King. Have a great day. God bless you.